Google is up over 6% as it just announced its Gemini 3. The stock is absolutely skyrocketing higher, and we were worried about Google possibly falling under 270 or breaking above 294 once again for confirmation one way or the other. Now, this is literally what's happening. The global stock market being held up by Nvidia, or basically the Mag 7, but Nvidia mainly, and we all know what is coming tonight, and it's Nvidia earnings. Now, this is legitimately happening because the earnings expectation is implying a $300 billion minimum move. Despite a 35% gain this year, Nvidia's forward PE fell to 29.5x from 31x, and the stock is getting cheaper as it goes up. Options are implying a 7.5% move in Nvidia's stock tonight, which is a $330 billion swing in market cap. This is going to have the greatest effect on the SPY, and today we are in that scenario where we've been selling off. We've had this bearish move down, which we'll talk about the SPY charts in 1 minute, but now we're getting a bounce. Is this a fake bounce? Where are we going to go from here? Are we in any positions right now? Let's talk about it. Guys, without further ado, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on, and watch until the end. As always, I appreciate all the support. All I ask you to do mainly is hit that subscribe button. Okay, Microsoft is holding its floor, very dangerous level. Tesla trying to hold its floor as well. You're watching a break above 430 if Nvidia smashes earnings, or a break below 383 if Nvidia falls. Nvidia is likely to pull everything along with it. Now, the Mag 7, I'm sure everyone reiterates it, is holding up like 40% of the entire SPY. Nvidia is the biggest stock in the SPY, biggest stock of the Mag 7, biggest stock in our market. Now, there's a 96% chance Nvidia will beat quarterly earnings tonight, according to Polymarkets. Obviously, it's going to beat earnings. Nvidia, in my opinion, nothing I say is financial advice. Nothing should be taken literally that I say. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude on YouTube giving my opinion. Obviously, Nvidia is beating earnings. So anyone betting this that has a 96% chance, of course, is going to hit, in my opinion. Now, is that going to be good for the stock? No. I think that they're going to beat earnings because they have been faking their numbers. And I think a lot of these AI companies have been faking their numbers with this quote unquote revenue loop. Okay. It's showing up as revenue on paper because it's going through a loop of different companies coming around full circle, like a big jerk between these companies. Okay. I think they will beat earnings. Institutions know about this loop. Institutions know it's not sustainable. Institutions have been stealth selling on the overall market. The algo flow today showed that the divergence between the price as well as the flow is bearish. There's bearish divergence. So here's what I expect to happen. We beat earnings, we sell off. We miss earnings, we dump. Okay? Those are two different things. Both are bad. Still bearish on the SPY coming into December. I think that if we have a major correction, I've stated and I'll state again that is going to happen before December. Now we have about 11 days or so. We also have a holiday coming up where people like to let go of their stocks right before they travel. Big money likes to let go right around Thanksgiving and Christmas time, right before they begin to travel. And maybe we get a Santa Claus rally, but that is for late December. Okay. All of these things still lead me into being bearish on the market. We got a nasty jump today on okay volume, really nothing crazy. We broke out of this flag. We broke in out of this liquidity zone, hit a rejection right around 668, 666.80 to 667.50. We had some of these levels drawn out pretty closely on the SPY. If we break above, where can we go, and will we continue higher? Well, one catalyst that can stop this move today and absolutely crush the market is the Fed minutes. The Fed is expected to release a detailed policy today at 2 p.m. ET, which will drastically affect the markets. Now, looking at it from a different perspective, what do we see with the SPY? We saw yesterday a lot of volume come in. What happened? We had an indecision candle with a higher wick and a lower wick, and today we are climbing. So bulls took over, indicating that this was a bottom for the sellers, possibly, okay? So how high can this go? Well, if the SPY decides that it wants to get back above its 50 moving average, which we are now trading under and rejecting off of, you can see very closely, we are still not in a bullish trend. If we want to break above this, if SPY closes above 667, that is bullish. If SPY closes above 667, above that 50, you're likely to see a move to 677. Okay, a big green candles to 677. And this also adds to that. We see an order block right around 677. 674 to 677, we see a sell block on the SPY. So the next rejection, if, again, very clearly, we close above 677, is or 667 is 677. Okay, so you're going to see a big move. If we close above 667, you're likely to see Nvidia probably have a decent earnings overnight, which is contrary to what we want to happen, as well as this candle is contrary to what we think is going to happen on the SPY as well, but it can very well happen. The last couple of times that the SPY has hit, actually, I think I had this chart. The last couple of times the SPY has hit these levels on this trend line here, we saw a massive bounce. Massive bounce back here in August. Massive bounce back here in September. Massive bounce October. Another one in October. And then right now, you're looking for that massive bounce, which would take you towards 677. However, the more support is tested, the more likely it is to break. We're also seeing bearish divergence coming into holidays and the biggest earnings that we've seen where I believe they're faking their numbers, as well as the dollar rising. We're taking a closer look at it. Dollar rising is not usually good for equities, including crypto. Now, crypto is another warning sign that we can't ignore. Bitcoin is breaking back towards 90K, heading towards sub 90K. We came so close to my call out at 88,700 or so. We came so close and we aren't there yet, but it's still showing. We're still seeing that there is sell pressure in crypto. Now, I had an old chart drawn up that I just pulled out right now. I pulled up this chart because it had old drawings that were very, very accurate. In fact, during this chart, and I don't know why I abandoned it, we called very closely to the Bitcoin top zone around 127 to 131. Bitcoin, I believe, came to 126, so close, but we lost momentum. We had a retracement zone of 100 to 102 and a retracement zone of 88 to 93. We are in retracement zone 2. And the risk for retracement zone 3 is increasing, in which case would bring Bitcoin to 81 to 72. Okay, that would be a flash crash down. Now, is this more likely? In my opinion, it's becoming more and more likely because of one, liquidity issues with banks, two, bearish divergence, three, an expectation that our plays like AMC and GameStop are going to flash down. And overall, things are lining up to see another move lower. Nothing is showing that crypto is slowing down. Nothing is showing that the dollar is slowing down to go higher. And we have a major catalyst, two catalysts today that can move the SPY as the SPY is continuing to rally right now. Okay, with all of that being said, yes, I am still temporarily bearish on the SPY, but this is the first signal to be cautious. This is the first signal to be cautious. Given we rejected, you can see off of this trend line right here. Let me grab my marker. We rejected off of this trend line so far intraday today, which could lead to hefty downside. We saw it time and time again. This time, November 5th being the worst rejection where we had a huge dip. Now you're seeing that test again. How large will this dip be? Well, holy crap, almost had a stroke right there. 662, 648, 655, so on and so on. As far as our plays, as far as Nvidia, where do I think it's going to go? What are my targets here? Well, I called out a 188 rejection today on Nvidia in the Discord. We basically came right to that. That is trading in this wedge. We have a call block and a put block on Nvidia earnings, favoring technically the bulls as of right now. However, I think on this rally higher, a lot of people are going to let go of their call options coming into earnings after close, which will help market makers put sell pressure on this either way. I am still very bearish. Again, guys, listen, I want to make something very, very clear, and I stated this right here. It is very risky to play earnings. Always very risky. But if ever, in my opinion, Nvidia is the one to play. It is the biggest earnings you could possibly play. Okay, with that out of the way, 172 is the target, and hopefully if we see more downside, which is bearish case, 165 or 164. So 164 to 172. If we pop 208, if we pop 208, if Nvidia opens the day above 208 tomorrow, I will be very skeptical on SPY continuing to sell off into late November. Okay, and maybe my thesis will change as the facts change, as the technicals change, but this is where we stand. Also, guys, one thing to note: HYMC is above 11 bucks. It's up 4%. What has anyone ever expected this? I mean, we talked about HYMC for quite a bit, and it's just been going and going and going and going and going, which will be good technically for AMC. AMC is building a base at exactly the lowest level we called, 215. We do have lower levels, but we didn't say that they were likely at 176. GameStop. So if AMC is building a base, does GameStop build a base? Maybe, maybe not. But what I see is that GameStop has more room to fall, as you can see, based on the bars pattern that we have drawn out. We should be basing off of 1885 coming into next week. So a week from today, right around Thanksgiving, Black Friday, right around that time, right? We should be seeing a bottom at 1885 or so. And we are in a large buy block here. And there, in my opinion, I don't think we'll even get close. I'm not saying we're going to break this level, but I know some people are going to confuse it. There's no possible way we would ever break, in my opinion, sub 11 bucks. Either way, what I see happening coming into December 3rd for GameStop's earnings, you have Bitcoin at 90K, you have the market selling off, and Ryan Cohen specifically stated not when, but not if, but when the markets are nosediving and there's ample opportunity or good opportunity, he will take them. And this company's sitting on billions and billions and billions of cash. Beautiful. Okay. That is what I got for you guys for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If we break below 657.75, that is your warning signal that markets are going lower. That is it. Make sure to join my Discord server. It's the top link in the description. You guys are fighting so hard. The YouTube's whatever they're doing, I appreciate it. We're now back above 34,000 subscribers. YouTube tries to rip subscribers out. And no, it's not just cleaning up bots, because I've had multiple people come to me and say, listen, it keeps unsubscribing me from your channel. I have no idea why. And I've asked Team YouTube about this, and they don't seem to give any resolution. But I appreciate all the subscribers. Get us to 35K as soon as you can. Join the Discord, top link in the description. Also, if you want to join through LaunchPass, it's like the third link. If you want my custom indicator for 7 days for free, that is the top link as well, right under the Discord link. I love you all. God bless. Let's make some money this week. Lottery stocks out.